Buzz is building around the Lego movie, and our critic calls it brilliant. Joining us now, Erik Childress, our movie man. Erik, let's go on Lego.
Yes.
Why is everybody loving this film?
Because it is just absolute joy. From the first minute to the last minute, every single minute of this movie, I laughed hard. It took me to places by the end of the film that unexpectedly moved me. The word of mouth of this thing is going to be tremendous. You're going to see this really go over $200 million.
It's already getting great marks on Rotten Tomato, what, 96%?
Something
so
like
critics
that.
love it, and the audiences are loving it.
Yeah, well, it's a movie that has a great message for both kids and adults. So I think, people, adults, especially my age, who grew up with Legos. I mean, this is a toy set that's been around for ages. So everyone's going to have something to pull away from this movie. It's full of pop culture references. It's just a wonderful time at the movies, and we haven't had that in animation in a while.
It's amazing they could do that with plastic blocks.
Yeah, yeah.
Right.
It's one of the fastest moving animated films I've seen in some time.
Here's what happened at the box office last weekend. Lego coming in a clear #1 hit at $69 million. The Monuments Men at $22 million, Right Along at $9.5 million. That actually has done very nicely at the box office. And Frozen, $6.8 million, still in there. People still want to see it. And Lone Survivor, $5.5 million. Now, Lionsgate is looking for the next big thing, and already The Hunger Games has brought huge success to the film studio. The motion picture revenues up 12%, helped the stock last week with earnings coming out. What's ahead for Lionsgate?
Well, they had a banner year last year. They had, The Hunger Games Catching Fire was the biggest film of 2013, grossed over $400 million, outgrossed the original even. Now they got this Divergent film that's coming out in March, and this is, the CEO has announced that they're sort of getting into the franchise business and the sequel business. They have a sequel to Now You See Me, a big hit from last year, coming out later, or get put into production later this year. So a lot of eyes on Divergent this year to see, it's filmed right here in Chicago, to see if this is going to be the next franchise to break through. But you look at last year, there were a lot of flops, including one from Lionsgate. Ender's Game was a huge flop from last year. Beautiful Creatures, Mortal Instruments, City of Bones, and you just had one this past weekend, Vampire Academy. There's 6 books in that series, and the film's not even going to make $10 million here in the U.S.
Let's move forward to this weekend, coming out this weekend, and I'm not a fan of this list. About Last Night, 2014, Endless Love, 2014, RoboCop, 2014, Winter's Tale, not 2014.
Yeah, as you had to say 2014 because those first 3 films are remakes of 1980s films. It is 80s remake week, Valentine's weekend at the box office, and I've only the only one I've seen so far is Winter's Tale, and that's a weird little movie for the Valentine's Day crowd. But I think RoboCop and About Last Night could battle it out for the #2 slot. We'll see if Kevin Hart still has that ride-along steam that he's been building. But Lego Movie is going to take #1 very easily this weekend.
Yeah, these 2014 films, the bar is set high.
They are. RoboCop's one of the greatest science fiction movies of all time, so their work is certainly cut out for them. And I hear a lot of tasing going on in the film. Not very good.
Thank you, Erik.
Thank you.